am standing next to one of the kivas here at Pueblo del Arroyo. And you know what? This is an amazing spot because at one point in time, there were people in here sweating and praying and chanting and celebrating life, whether they were trying to cleanse themselves or to celebrate a holiday or a significant moment in time. This was a place of celebration and ritual. These kivas are sacred. They represent an entire system of beliefs. They represent a tool for transformation.
Nearly 2 years ago today, I was almost killed. I was hiking along, minding my own business, and a rock just hit me in the head. Just like that. And it hit me right over here. And I went down. Even though I didn't physically die that day, that moment when that rock hit me on my head, I thought my life was over. And I passed out and I woke up. And it was a true miracle that I'm here right now. I had one major headache and I was spinning out of control. And so I stood up and caught my balance and I had to figure out where I was and how I got there and where to go, which way to go. I didn't know where I was completely disoriented. So I started walking around and I found these footsteps in the sand, and they were going this way, and I was facing that way. And I would think that if I hadn't found those footsteps, I would have gone in the other direction. I had my right hand on top of my head the entire time, holding the hole closed so that I wouldn't bleed to death. My whole hope was to get to the Pueblo Bonito overlook. It's all my entire focus was to get to the overlook. Because I knew if I got there, someone would find me because that's the most popular place on this trail. I remember the taste of my blood. I remember I finally made it to the Pueblo Bonito overlook. Yeah, I was like in despair. I mean, it was like, and there was no one there. And I fell to the floor crying. And I thought my life was going to end right there because I didn't have the strength to continue on. I didn't have it. And I curled up in a fetal position and I just said a prayer. And all that tears and fear and everything just raised right up through me like this fountain of energy, light, and love. And I stood up, I grabbed a little bit of water that I had left and rinsed my eyes, and I just kept hiking. Wow, I've been hiking most of the day today, and I have no idea how I got out of this canyon alive. Wow.
When I was injured, a lot of people came up to me and they said, wow, that is really, really bad luck that you had a rock fall on your head. You must feel really, really horrible that that happened. And I thought to myself, gosh, no, it wasn't bad luck. It was the best luck I've ever had in my entire life. First of all, I didn't die. Second of all, I could have been injured a lot worse than the way I was actually injured. And third of all, it put me on the track of my dreams. So people look at life very, very differently. At one point in time, these walls had roofs on top of them, and they were actual structures. And over time, they crumbled, and there was a pile of stone here. The image for me is when we're going through life and things are falling apart, there's one side of our life that represents our past. And then on the other side of that event is the outcome, which is what we choose. We always choose what things mean to us. We are completely responsible for the meaning we give to our experiences. But regardless of which side of the experience that we're on, there is always that place of in-between, that place of rubble. And when we're in the rubble, That is when we make choices about our future. That is when we decide what things mean to us. When we're in the midst of calamity, that is the most powerful time in our life, because that is when we make choices about what's going to happen as a result of that experience. So I'm actually standing right in the arch of the doorway that represents the cover of Footsteps After the Fall. But I had no idea that when I took this photo, it would become the cover of a book that represented my dream to have a tremendous impact on the planet, to touch the hearts of every person I've ever met. So the simple lesson is, you never know the impact of a decision.
This is all about, what are you creating in your life? Are you creating walls based on your story? I mean, if on the other side of this wall is all your dreams, everything you want to have come true, but your story is, I'm a victim, bad things happen to me, or I'm afraid of love, you're never going to have your dreams come true. Story has got to change. This is our wall. Each one of these stones here represents a different fear. You pick the fear and you build your walls. Okay? We all do that, not just you. I have done it. Listen, I have built castles out of my fears, and I have locked myself in my castle. That rock knocked a hole in the walls. So how about we take these walls down and take those same stones and build bridges. Build bridges of joy, gratitude, love, abundance, happiness. There's so many elements to it. Let's all start doing that. I don't believe in victimhood anymore. I don't believe in blaming anybody for anything. To go out and blame people for things that happened to us would be like me blaming the rock for hitting me on the head. I made the choice to go on that hike that day. I made the choice to go on that trail, and that rock happened to be falling, and for whatever the reasons are in the universe, our paths collided. Once we take total responsibility for everything that's going in our lives, everything that's going on, even things that happened in the past, somehow we drew that into our life. Our culture does not buy into that. Our culture is all about being a victim. But as I sit here right now, that was the one thing that I really gained from this entire experience.
If we don't pursue our dreams, if we don't take advantage of the opportunities that present us, if we don't take advantage of the windows of opportunity, they may never show up again. Tomorrow is never promised. I don't believe in luck. I believe that luck is when opportunity meets preparedness. And that means when something happens in your life, when a situation shows up, we say, you know what? I'm ready to do something with this experience. This could have been really, really painful. It could have been horrible, but I'm ready to do something with it. I see a window of opportunity here, and the wall is not a wall. The wall is just a way for me to look at what my opportunity is. When you look at your life right now, are you celebrating who you are? Are you celebrating your uniqueness, your beauty, your individuality? What is your ritual every day to take care of yourself, to love yourself, to make yourself feel significant? Whatever it is, enjoy it. If you don't have a way of loving yourself, if you don't have a way of self-care, find a way. Do something to love yourself each and every day. Find a ritual. When I was here in Chaco Canyon several years ago, when I was hit in the head by that falling rock, my footprints in the sand are what saved my life. The lesson I learned from those footprints is very simple. We leave imprints everywhere we go. We leave footsteps everywhere we go. We leave imprints in people's hearts by the way we treat them, in the environment through what we consume and discard. We can never erase a first impression. But if in examining our own lives, we don't like the imprints we are leaving, we can move our life in a different direction. There is always a new path.
We are all individual seeds. We are all connected. Whatever we do to somebody else, whenever we do something loving to somebody, we're adding goodness to the entire planet at that moment in time. Start every single day doing something positive and meaningful to make a difference in your life, to make a difference in other people's lives. And by doing that, by all of us coming together from the heart and making a difference, it'll all catch on. Because what we do right here, right now, the choices that we make, that's our legacy. And one of the greatest legacies we can leave is to touch the hearts of all the people that we meet, small ways or big ways, in something meaningful. If there's anything I've learned over the course of time, is how important it is to develop lasting, meaningful relationships. and how to allow people to be themselves. Moving forward from that day of my injury, I really spent a lot of time looking at how I allowed myself to get close to people, or the walls that I put up, and how I was relating with people. And one of the greatest gifts I've received is the art of allowing.
Why would anybody want to judge anybody for being who they are? What do they get out of it? Our entire universe is built on differences. There's nothing that is the same. Nothing. There's nothing that is the same. Even two twins aren't exactly the same. So tell me, why is everyone trying to be the same? I don't want to be like anybody else. I want to be me. I want to be my pure, authentic self from my heart.
I talk a lot about love and laughter. By no means does that mean to be joyful all the time. We're humans. Our emotions are our guidance system. Whatever we're feeling is what we're thinking and what we're experiencing. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be happy. That's the collage of human experience and human emotions. That's why we're here. I hope that you take responsibility for your own life. I hope that you get away from victim consciousness or blaming and really change your story. I hope you take all those rocks that were walls and turn them into bridges.
But you know what? It's all about gratitude. And I am so happy and grateful to be here right now. And this rain is beautiful. How long does it rain in the desert? Almost never. Very, very rarely does it rain in the desert. So this is a blessing. I gotta tell you, there's a few words that I love in life. One is abundance, one is gratitude, and there's two more that are huge, and they come from my beautiful friend Matt Drews, who I totally love and honor. And his two favorite words are big love. And so this whole day, this whole experience has been about big love. So I bring closure to this day with humor, love, tears, and the love and joy of nourishing rain. I am singing in the rain. Thank you, Chaco Canyon, for restoring my life and giving me a whole new sense and perspective of how beautiful this incredible gift is that we get to enjoy between the 2 points in time, between birth and death. That is our life, that is our story, that is our gift. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful day. Namaste. Heart to heart, I love you all. Big, big love. Wow.